This problem is at the top of page 8 in your notes packet. For this is an intercept form equation. It's different than the vertex form. We don't have the H and K here, but what we have is we have two sets of parentheses that are going to tell us where our x-intercepts are at. If either of these sets of parentheses were equal to 0, I would have my intercept, my y-intercept, my x-intercept, sorry. So what we're going to do is split them up, and I already have it set up here for us to solve. If I subtract the 3 here, I see that x is -3. That's going to be one of my intercepts. And then if I add 1 here, I get that x is equal to 1. These are where my intercepts are located on my graph. At -3, I'm going to make a dot, and over here at 1. To calculate the axis of symmetry, you would use these two numbers, these two values, and you average them. Because remember, the axis of symmetry is like a mirror line. So to calculate your axis of symmetry, you need to add these values and divide by 2 so that you can have an average. -3 and 1 is -2 divided by 2 is -1. This means the axis of symmetry is x equals -1. So I'm going to graph that into my equation, into my grid here. -1 for my axis of symmetry. Then I have 2 points so far. I need at least 3 so I can tell, how to make my graph. So I'm going to use this axis of symmetry to calculate my vertex. I should always have my vertex in my graph. It's the most important point. Remember that the x value of the vertex is the same as the x value from the axis of symmetry. So that gives me the x value that I need to complete the problem. So what I need to do is just plug in this -1 into my equation and see what y value I get. So 2 was in the front, and then I'm going to put -1 where the x originally was at in the first set of parentheses, replace the -1 for x in the second set of parentheses, and now I'm going to simplify and solve. So this is 2, -1 and 3 is 2, -1 and -1 is -2. So 2 times 2 is 4 times -2 is -8, which tells me that the y value of the vertex is at -8. So at -1, I'm going to go down to -8 and make a dot, and then I just need to connect for my parabola, which is more narrow than the parent from what we were talking about yesterday. It goes up faster. And that's all that you have to do to graph that type of problem.